Hey everybody, it's Professor Parish, and this week we are going over the latest week, week 11 of English 109. So at this point I have graded all of your compare and contrast papers. You should have gotten feedback on those from me, and I will be looking at your narration preps. They are due Sunday night. I'm recording this Sunday, so they'll be due tonight. I'll be looking at your narration preps and then going over those and making sure they all work. I think that they will. And so we've got this week 11. You'll be having this week to work on your draft, and then next week in week 12 is going to be when the actual draft is due in the discussion forum. So I'll show you the discussion forum this week, and I'll show you the other assignments that we're doing, but you just have this week to work on your draft, and then obviously next week, and we'll post in the discussion forum next week. So it's a little more spread out. I know compare and contrast seemed like it was just all at once, and this is a lot more spread out. So hopefully, like I said last week, narration is a pretty easy subject for people to write about, I think, because we all have personal experience that we can derive from and write about. So I feel like it's a pretty simple topic to write about. But if you're not comfortable writing about yourself, you are free to write about an event that's happened to a friend, a family member, with their permission, of course, and assuming it's appropriate for a college essay, or you could write about a community event. So you've got a lot of options. So I'm going to minimize this right here. You can still see me. I'm down here. And I want to show you guys the assignments for this week. Scrolling down, I'm actually going to switch this over to student view so you all can see. All right. So I'm going to scroll down to week 11. We have 3 assignments due this week. The only reading to do is chapter 19 in our English skills textbook. Chapter 19 is from pages 369 to 385. It's a relatively short chapter because most of it's examples and pictures and things like that. So definitely make sure that you go over that chapter. It is helping us to prep for our paper this time around in this unit, and then also in our research paper that's to come. And so the only thing due by Friday is the discussion post for week 11, which I'll show you all very soon. But that's the only assignment due by Friday. And then, of course, by Sunday, you'll have to respond to your 2 peers in the discussion forum, submit textbook activity number 5, and complete reading response number 1. And we're going to talk about reading response number 1 very shortly. So just hang on to that thought, because reading response number 1 is a new assignment that we have this week. And it's going to be something that's going to be fun. I'm excited about it, but I want to talk about what that assignment is. And then obviously work on your paper draft for narration and read the chapter for this week. So the discussion forum, let me get to it. The discussion forum this week is all about library resources. So we're going to be eventually using your library resource in our argumentative paper, but I want you to go ahead and have an idea of where to find the resources for not only this class, but English 121 as well. So if you're taking 121 the same time you're taking 109, you're probably getting ready to start your research paper for the end of the semester. So if you've not already, you will probably be using library resources soon. So I pull up our website at sic.edu, and if I pull it up, there's a link called Library Resources at the top right up here, and we want to go ahead and click on it. Okay. So our discussion forum says after you've read chapter 19, which is about preparing research, what I want you to do is go to this link for question number 1, what seems helpful about this page, what's confusing. So a good thing that will help us as a class understand how to use the library resources is looking at this page and saying, okay, what's easy, what's not easy. So for me, what's easy is I can easily see the hours that our library is open down here. I can see Monday through Thursday, Friday hours, I can see it's closed on the weekend, and in the summer I can see these hours as well. So for me, that's pretty easy. What's also easy for me is that I can just search one search, which searches everything for a topic, or I can find a bit more of a advanced search. So I can look for films. iShare is where you can actually import resources from other libraries in Illinois. So if SIC doesn't have a book that you want, but U of I's library does, then we can actually ship books from U of I's library to us for free for you to check out for free. So that's pretty handy. Journal searches. I guess for me what would be confusing is if you didn't understand what EBSCO is. EBSCO is a database search, so it's a way of searching journals and online news articles. So if you didn't know what that was, that might be confusing. And then obviously ebooks might be a little confusing too, because we use a lot of ebooks and at the same time we don't. We are still very much a print textbook based college, which I like. I find ebooks hard to read personally. I'm not a Kindle reader. I need something physical to read. I don't like reading off a screen. So for me, I'm much more of a fan of a print textbook, but I can understand the appeal of an online textbook for affordability as well. So the first question of our discussion forum is, when you go to this page, what stands out to you as being easy to navigate and what is confusing? The second question is, after you've read chapter 19, so you need to read the chapter this week before you do this discussion forum, how prepared are you for doing research? So this is a pretty big question. Have you ever done any online research for a paper? Have you ever used library resources before? If you have, then please let me know. But if you haven't, I want to know that too. I want to know how prepared we are as a class for doing research, because that will help me to know what more we need to go over. And then question number 3, I want you to go to the library resources and go to the Find Online Articles link. So that is, let me find it right here, Find Online Articles. I'm going to do journal search because that seems like it'd be easier. Now it's going to ask you for your SIC. If you're off campus, like for example, I'm at home right now, it's going to ask me for my employer ID and the last 4 of my social security number. So, okay, good, it's not going to show you. Okay, so when I enter my SIC ID number and the last 4 of my social, it should, ta-da, let me get on the site. So now it's going to say that I can look up any type of article that I want. So our discussion forum is asking to choose a database and locate an article. So what I'm going to do is I want to look down there, and you can see there's so many different articles to choose from. I'm going to choose film because I like film articles. I'm going to choose film, and then it'll give you a bunch of different journals about film that you can look at. I'm going to do Empire. And then it's going to actually show you the current issue of Empire. So right now it's there's a website for it, or the full text access means that I can actually look at the entire text for free. So once you've found an article, I want you to include the link and explain why you chose it. So for me, I'd right click on this link here, copy link address into my discussion forum question, and I would say I chose Empire because I know it's a magazine about film and I'm interested in film, and I think it would be a credible source because it's been published since, as you can see here, 1989. So it's been published for a while, for like 30 years. So that would be my answer to number 3. So it's pretty straightforward. I just want to see that you can navigate the library resources, and if you have any questions, that you're able to answer them in the discussion forum so that I can see them and go over them. Okay. So that is our discussion forum. We also have our textbook activity number 5, which I'll change the view on here. Actually change it for both of these. So textbook activity number 5, I'm going to pull it up. We've done textbook activities before, so if I pull it up, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and open textbook activity number 5 and show you all what it looks like. Okay, so textbook activity number 5 is from pages 132 to 135 in our English Skills textbook. There are directions in your textbook of what to do. Basically, it's reorganizing and recontextualizing each of these questions. I don't, unfortunately, have the textbook in hand as I'm going over this assignment, but the idea is we've done this before for other assignments. It's expanding upon these answers and explaining in more details what audience loved what performance. Expand on that. The valley looked beautiful. What else about it? So our textbook gives us some specific directions. And the same thing goes for these other ones down here and for the review test 8 questions. So, and then pages 134 to 135, you'll do like what we've done in the past and combine these sentences together into one sentence. I will note this, on this last part right here, the review test number 9, we've done this assignment before, this type of assignment where you've been given 3 short sentences and you're supposed to combine it into one. The last time we had this assignment, several of you took these 3 sentences and made them into 2 sentences, which is better. But make sure that you're combining all 3 of these into one sentence, not 2. If you combine them into 2 instead of 1, I am going to take off for it and count it incorrect. So just be sure that you do that this time. Some of you did that, and it's okay for that, but for this assignment, I want to make sure that these are all in one sentence. And then obviously your textbook will have directions for the other parts here. So that's our textbook assignment number 5. And then finally, we have our reading response number 1, which is a new type of assignment that I want to go over with you all. The textbook review, I'll just do it this way. The textbook review and the reading response are both due Sunday. So your reading response, please ignore that. I'm going to change that. It's not due March, it's due this Sunday, but not March 31st. I'm going to change that. That bothers me a lot. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to change that so it'll be corrected when you actually see it. But the reading response number 1, this is a new type of assignment that we've not done before, so I just want to kind of go over it with you all and explain that. So the idea behind this assignment is we are actually going to, it's sort of like a reading response. So you're going to be looking at a video. It is about 25 minutes long, so you do need to make time in your day to watch the video all the way through. I would recommend watching it all the way through. And then that way, if you have to go back, it's on YouTube, so if you have to stop it, pause it, go back, rewatch things, you can. Lindsay Ellis creates a video. We've watched her before, I believe. And so if not, I really like her. She's a video essayist, and she's a film studies major, so she writes a lot about movies, but she also contextualizes them along with literature. So I really like her video about revisionist history, which is where writers change history for their own benefit. And she created this video, and it's basically like an essay in video form. So it's a little more entertaining than just reading it on paper. But it is about 25 minutes long. So make sure that you do reserve some time to watch this. And then when you're done, I want you to write, it's 1 page long, just 1 page double spaced, so it's not crazy long, it's just a page double spaced, but I want you to respond with these answers right here. So, sorry, my phone rang. Back to this. So it's 1 page long, and then you're just answering these 3 questions, which is 1, what is revisionist history? How do we see it in our everyday lives? By the end of the video, Lindsay argues a main pro of revisionist history. What is that argument, and do you agree with her? So I'm making sure you actually watch the video. And then, do you think it was a good thing that Mary Poppins was purchased and released via film by Disney? Explain your opinion. So by the end of the video, you should have an opinion on this issue. And there's no right or wrong answer. I just want to know your opinion and that you can explain it in context with the video. So that is the reading response. It just has to be a page long. But as we finish up with our textbook and grammar assignments, this is going to be something that comes into play as an assignment in the class. So I'm excited to see what you think of the video and what your answers are. This is a new type of assignment for this class this semester, so I'm excited to see how you all do with it. It is worth 20 points, though, so please make sure you do the assignment. And that's it for this week. So the textbook activities should be fairly short. And then the reading response, keep working on your papers for narration. I feel like narration will come to you fairly easy, so it shouldn't take too long to churn out a draft. And then your discussion forum, where we explore library resources. So we've got a good week this week. I mean, this is a pretty full week of assignments for this week here, but I am positive that you all will do fantastic with it. I will be grading your assignments tonight, later, and into Monday. So please make sure you get all of your assignments for Sunday night submitted on time. As always, if you have questions, you can email me, you can stop by my office. I will be in and out this week, so if you're planning to come by my office, just email me, make sure I'm there. And then obviously you can call, you can email me anytime at all with any questions that you have. All right. With that being said, I hope you all have a great week, and I will talk to you all again soon. All right.